Hi, I'm Oscar Garcia, OG3 Barbecue, Harlingen, Texas, and you're watching the So Smokin' Gooder Show.
All right, that is correct, Oscar Garcia from OG3 Barbecue. Thank you for doing that little promo. You are watching the So Smokin' Gooder Show. It's been a while, Case. I think we should hear that song. It's been a while. How many sings that?
No.
How about no? All right. Well, good evening.
I don't want us to get banned because you may sing it so perfectly.
I might. I should have put that note on there. We do not own the rights to this music. But good evening, everyone, and welcome to the So Smokin' Gooder Show. We're back, finally. Finally, the demise of Case and Rob has been unfounded. It's been 3 months. However, we are still a thing. I still like you, Case.
Yeah, I don't know. Judging by the comments and the text messages that I get, I don't know what have you been saying behind my back that so many people have reached out.
Absolutely nothing. And if anyone has said anything or posted anything in the last 3 months, Zuckerberg, he's coming for you. Facebook jail. It is against community standards to say anything negative about the So Smokin' Gooder Show. But anyway, we're back. Hey, Tony Tanachi, I'm looking at you, buddy. We are going to kick off the 2021 Summer Super Slam. We did this last year. We had a whole list of guests, and it was pretty awesome. And we are going to do that again this year. We're kicking it off pretty good tonight. I'll discuss that in a moment. But for those that don't know us, this is the So Smokin' Gooder Show. We talk about barbecue. We talk about grilling, brews. Unfortunately, the Texans every once in a while, even the Cowboys, if you guys are out there. And I saw there's a Go Brownies already. There's a Browns fan in the house. So we might even hit on those guys. But anyway, my name is Robert Rocha, and I'm coming to you from the Bullhorn headquarters in Cypress, Texas. It's been a while since I've said that. So very happy to have you with us tonight. We're ready to have some fun. Like I mentioned, we've got some great guests tonight. We're going to have Moreno from Chingon Barbecue. He's going to be on first up. And then the second guest, he is a return. Manuel's a first-time guest. We got a return guest, Joey Smith from the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. We got a cool opportunity for the barbecue family to rally around this foundation for a great cause. But before we get to any of that, let me introduce you to my show partner, Mr. Case Hahn. What is up, Case?
Good evening, guys, gals, from a very rainy-soaked Dickinson, Texas. It is going to rain forever. I feel like it's rained for like 2 straight weeks. So
it has. That's why it feels like it. It has.
Yes, and so, but yeah, good to be back with each and every one of you tonight. Be following along in the comments, giving away some diamond shine, getting back in the groove of things. Yes, Rob and I really do talk on a regular basis. We just haven't done it on the internet. And so we have both been busy doing all sorts of things. Rob mainly cooking, me doing not so much cooking. But I have to officially dust it off in June, so I guess we can talk barbecue.
Yes, we can talk some barbecue. You mentioned I have been cooking. I don't know what's gotten into me, Case, but
Jesus.
I got the bug, man. You know when you know how we used to say, I don't know how those guys do it. Week in and week out, you got to prepare and you're chasing points and all this other stuff. I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened, but I turned into that guy. I've started cooking week in and week out. It started with hanging out with my good buddy Phil Breeden, who's in the comments I just saw. Followed him over to this place right here. Fire Lake Barbecue Contest was a KCBS contest, and I was over there with Phil.
And where was that?
In Shawnee, Oklahoma.
Freaking Oklahoma. And then the next weekend you were in Mexico. Then the weekend after that, New Mexico.
I was in the tip, yes. And then I went to West Texas in Odessa. Paul Whitaker put on a great event out there as a double. And we'll talk about doubles later, bro. I don't know if I'm a fan of double headers. But yeah, the old Dodge Ram, man. It's been good to me. It's been hauling Bullhorn 1, as I like to call it. It's been hauling that thing around all over Texas, all over the place, man. And in fact, I got my next event is going to be in Shiner, Texas. So I'm excited about that. I'm taking the month of June pretty much off from barbecue contest. So we'll see. Hopefully, I'm still.
So the biggest question about going to Shiner: are you going to take your Buckle Bunny beer?
I won't take it in the brewery, but I will take that with me, of course. I love me some Buckle Bunny beer. But no, being a part of the CBA, I'm the director of media. If anyone doesn't know, that's why we've done a couple of those shows as well. But yeah, so it's like, so you're doing this now and not the other show and this and that. And I was like, no, that's totally separate. Me and Case are on a Case. You've been talking about what you've been up to, man.
Yeah, no, we've been blowing and going. When the whole COVID thing hit, I have a 3-year-old. For those of you who don't know, she's only going to be 3 for a year. And so we've been taking some time. We've done a ton of camping. We've hit, 14 state parks since COVID started, really. And had the opportunity to be in Frisco when the greatest college in all the land, one of the 7 I cheer for, but my very own Sam Houston State Bearcats. I was in Frisco for the national championship. In that end zone, 16 seconds to go, 3rd and goal from the 10-yard line, and we went on to win a national championship. And so congratulations to everybody and at Sam Houston State. I got a little teary-eyed, not gonna lie, just mainly because I've been a Houston fan and a Texans fan my whole life, and I don't know what it's really like to win a championship at anything. The Rockets, I was like in Boy Scouts as a kid when the Rockets got it done, and then the Astros supposedly cheated. So, but anyway, it's awesome to win to be there in person. We've been seeing IndyCar racing, NASCAR racing, and we don't slow down. Actually, we go next weekend to Fort Worth to the back to Texas Motor Speedway, and then in a short return, we'll be at Columbus for the June cook-off. And so this whole month of May to June has been just an absolute blur, but a blast, and dragging a 3-year-old and my wife along the way between football and rainy sporting events, cook-offs, and even more racing still coming. So those of you who follow me, we're good, and I still have a job. I do have a job. So.
Yeah, you've been starting a new franchise. Well, you're working for somebody, but y'all are opening a new business Galleria area. Is that the Galleria area, right? Is that where you're at?
Yeah, Richmond Avenue, Houston.
Nice.
So all
so
sorts of appliances.
So
and Pittston Smiths. I know we talked about RecTech, but I can get you a Pittston. So
all of that has been to say that is why we have had a little hiatus. Well, 3 months.
Baseball. You've been doing other stuff.
I did baseball. Trust me, my son made the All-Star team. My other one won a championship. I was coaching. It's been busy. It's been super busy. So this weekend,
pretty sure Diane is more important to the CBA than you are.
She is an event rep. She is absolutely more important to the CBA. So let's give some shout outs to Steve Weber from Cleveland. He's watching. Go Browns. Phil Breeden said brownies are delicious. Yes, they are. Bill Purvis is in the house. Ty Cobb. Yes, that Ty Cobb from the Veterans of Foreign Wars. Tom Ball BFW. James Ledbetter. Hello, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Brian Moyers. What is he now?
He's a city. So he is a city councilman.
The city councilman is in the house from Roanoke, Texas.
The day he got elected, I was out there supporting him. There was also an SCA event. I was actually in Roanoke the same day. The same day he got elected, Steve Jimenez got his butt kicked in state cook-offs. And I was there eating fried chicken. That was a full day for that city.
Well, I could announce everybody, but my goodness, thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, we've got a great show. We're going to have Manuel here in just a minute. But there's been some big deals, big contests that have happened since, and we'll hit all the ones that we know about. But Memphis in May has happened, and that said, the American Royal announced they're back. So that means we're back, baby. We got to defend our, people love that little laugh at that little thing, but I'm proud of it. The party of the year, back to back to COVID back. So we're going for a 4-peat. What do you call that?
Back to back and back again.
Yeah, back to back to back again. All right, so that's going to happen. But I did want to bring up the Memphis in May contest because The hog winner was Myron Mix. Anybody heard of that guy? That's pretty cool, dude. Shoulder was Tim Shear and Brad Leininger, who's been a guest on this show. Brad has. We're going to get Tim on for sure. And then the ribs winner at Memphis in May was James Cruz, also a So Smokin' Gooder Show alum. And the overall grand champion was Myron. I don't know if everybody saw the video of him winning, but that was pretty cool. He was definitely emotional. Of course, he's like kissed the ring, but that was cool to see. With all that said, when we mentioned all these champions.
What did the boys Pit Maker win?
They won. They did win or they placed.
I stopped by 2 days ago because I needed some stuff, and there is a massive 2021 trophy in the showroom. So if you want to, we'll never win one, but if you want to see one, you can go to Pitmaker. That's the one from 2021.
No, Jeff Romero did not win this year. Fong said we cheated. We know that. Fong tells us all the time we cheated.
Suck it, Fong.
Suck it, Fong. But before we get to that, we're going to play one clip, and it's to our good old sponsors, man. You got to love our sponsors, and let's give some shout outs to our sponsors real quick.
Shout out to our great sponsors, Rec Tech Grills, Eureka Heights Brew Company, Cosmos Q Products, Texas Pepper Jelly, Rick's RV Rental and Repair, Holy Smoke Spice Company, Diamond Shine Cleaning Products, J. Harding and Company, Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics, and The Barbecue Store. Thank you for supporting the So Smokin' Gooder Show.
Absolutely. We can't do this show without you guys. Thank you so much for supporting us. We definitely appreciate that. And we had Texas Pepper Jelly. They won something big too, didn't they? You want to talk about that now or later?
No, I just figure once we get on my favorite topic in barbecue, pork, I figure we'll cover it at this point.
Oh, I can talk to you about pork.
There's few categories that I find more important in barbecue than the pork category. And I want you to know that mainly because the best sauce there is for pork is right over my shoulder.
I got my JJ Watt little there. That's just for you, Case. My JJ Watt armband.
But I am reminded because our sponsors ran. I do have Diamond Shine to give away, and so I need to find the comment of the night. I'm searching for it. It doesn't have to be funny, but normally the one that's most funny wins. And so I've got it. I'm ready to go. I used some, not this one. I have some fresh ones, but I did have to clean the Rec Tech grill up to get ready for the June cook-off. And so it's amazing how well this works on stainless. So if you want a free bottle, I'll send it to you this week, but your comment doesn't need to suck. So let the comments fly.
We know, Phil, it's the other clip, and that's coming. Don't worry. Don't worry, Phil. I just want to keep you on before you go to bed. So see, I got to tease you on that one so you can wait. Because Phil, actually, he may not have any bedtime now that he is a full-time barbecue entrepreneur. So that said, let's get our first guest on, Mr. Manuel Moreno from Chingon Barbecue. We're going to bring him on right now. Where you at? There you is. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, man?
Can you hear us? Can we do that again?
Yes, sir.
Are we live? We are absolutely live, Manuel. How you been, bub?
Oh, pretty good, man. How about you guys?
We're great. So, Case, you don't know Manuel, do you?
No, we Googled where you lived. And I was like, holy crap, that's a long way away.
Yeah, it's up here, man.
Is there a delay like in internet signals? I was like, he lives where?
I live in Borger, Texas.
Explain where that is to everybody, Manuel.
I'm up here in the Texas Panhandle, about 45 miles northeast of Amarillo.
Yeah, so when you say Panhandle, I just immediately think Amarillo. I didn't even know you could go 45 miles north of Amarillo and still be in Texas.
Yeah, we still got about another 40 miles and we're in Oklahoma.
So when I was driving through to go to Colorado one year, we did go up in that area. I remember we were by Dumbass, Texas. That's up there, right?
Yep, 30 miles north.
30 miles. Is that a rivalry? Is that like a high school rivalry with you guys?
It used to be, man, but we dropped down to 3A, so we don't even play them anymore in football.
Oh, man. Well, Well, so how are you? Tell everybody a little bit about yourself. You know, like Case has never met you. I'm sure since you're way up there, there's some people that are watching you that have heard your name because we've said your name on the show before, but may not know who Manuel Moreno is. So give a little brief description. Then I got some words. I got some little questions to help you out with all that.
Cool, man. Yeah, I'm Moreno, Chingon Barbecue. We're from Border, Texas. We've been cooking for 3 years now, I think. Mainly trying to focus on the KCBS CBA deal, you know.
Cool. So you said 3 years ago you got started?
Yeah, 2 or 3 years ago, something like that.
Golly. 3. When they say that, Case, they make me feel bad.
And you're just old, Rob.
I know. No, not only that. Well, somebody already commented on my gray hair.
I put a hat on for that reason because they would have made fun of my receding hairline and my gray hair. So
at least I have some hair, unlike my show partner there. But so you've only been at it for a short amount of time, and you're starting to see some nice success. Tell us about that process. So you said you started in what, 2017, I guess, 2018?
2018.
2018. Okay, so 3 years ago. And then, of course, we didn't have a bunch of events last year due to COVID. But so tell us about your start. How'd you get what got you in on this thing? And you got any? Did you take any classes to get this little jump start rolling, or what's going on here?
Yeah, I've taken several classes, man. I started cooking with some buddies from around here. They do little comps every now and then, and they kind of just got the fire lit, man. So, and they didn't want to cook as much as I did. So Mama gave me an allowance. She said, if you can make it happen with, I don't know, it was like $1,200, you know. The only thing I could find was some drums. So I went and bought some drums, and the rest is history, man.
So I know that part of the country, but like what the hell made you wake up one day and say, you know what, I'm going to put salad in a box and put chicken thighs in the box, and decide to go the case? Is it you're that far north? Is it just more common for that sanctioning body? But what enticed you to a KCBS style cook-off? To me, they're awesome, but they're complicated. But what made you say, you know what, 3 years ago I'm going to put salad in a box and you roll this KCBS style?
Man, I actually started IBCA. There used to be quite a few IBCA contests up here, and during the winter months, man, I was finding myself traveling to South Texas, Houston, San Antonio, down in the valley, just trying to find somewhere to cook. And
by the way, from where you're at to the valley is like a 2-day drive, by the way.
Yeah, it's a long haul, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, they one of my buddies introduced, or Lance Moore, I don't know if you know him or not, but he said, hey, man, you're like in the prime spot to be cooking KCBS every weekend. He goes, Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado, New Mexico. He goes, you're within 4 or 5 hours. He goes, why don't you look into one of them? And I was kind of hesitant. Didn't want to put the salad in the box, didn't want to do the thighs. And then, man, once I did that first one, I was hooked. 30-minute turn-ins, be home the same night, plus a single round judging. You got to love that, right? It was a game changer for me, man. I could really, I felt better about it because I knew the judges were eating my food warm instead of 3 days old, sitting there on the judging table for 3 days. So I just kind of fell in love with it, man. The high speed, the cooking against a lot of damn good cooks. Not to say that there's not a lot of good cooks in Texas or IBCA or whatnot, but get to see a lot more of the country, instead of I-27 South.
Hey, so you mentioned the kind of 30-minute turn-ins. What are the different styles? I mean, what was maybe your biggest learning curve to go from an IBCA, which has an hour and a half turn-ins, to a 30-minute turn-in versus, they have different cuts of meats as well. You add any pork on here? Was there a big learning curve there? Did you struggle at first, or tell everybody, that wants to kind of make that jump into something new, what maybe some of the issues you might have had at the beginning?
Yeah, I struggled I mean, I struggle with all meats, right? But like pork was different because I mean, when I first started, I was cooking on drums, so I didn't know how you could trim them or whatnot. So I was trying to throw in 4 12-pound pork butts in a drum, and it just didn't work very well. So and then you take some classes and learn that you can trim them down pretty small and get them all to fit. And I mean, pork was really the hardest thing for me to throw in there, because when like at IBCA we did pork, right, but we just turned in sauce pork, like chopped pork or pulled pork, whatever you wanted to do, and it's totally different.
It's an art form, right? The way that they turn in their pork, and if you Bill Purvis, I think, is in the house right now. If you look at any of his Instagram photos, I mean,
filtered.
Yeah, he's a, what's that, Pace?
They're filtered. They're filtered. I've been told. My sources say they're filtered. They're
still gorgeous, regardless if they're filtered or not. It is an art form and how you put it in there. And, obviously, they're scored on appearance. So you definitely have to make them look good, but you also got to make them taste good. So obviously, but so what we were used to, like you mentioned, maybe just kind of throwing in a box versus kind of presenting them nicely, so you get scored on favorably.
Where the money muscles at, where the bacon's at, the tubes.
Yeah, so learning different wording and different cuts of meat and what they feel like, what they taste like, the texture of them. It's a process to learn pork, and so obviously that took you a little bit of time. How are you with pork right now, Bub?
Man, my pork is probably my strongest. Much pork and ribs, and KCBS is probably my strongest. Brisket shows up every now and then. Chicken, roll the dice, man. I don't know what the hell I'm doing wrong, but it comes and goes.
One of the questions that I have from a pork standpoint, cooking at KCBS, and I was taken back. I called and ordered meat from Andy this week, getting ready for the June cook-off, and I was just talking business with him and just, man, how you been? And he mentioned a cook. He goes, man, I've been busy, but this guy reached out to me, needed 31 pork butts. So I was like, 30, holy crap.
Must have been filled.
On a given KCBS weekend or CBA, both of you guys can talk pork. How many pork butts, on average are you, I know you said you trim them down, but just for somebody that's potentially going to make that switch, how many pork, have you reduced what you're cooking down now? Earlier you said you're putting 4 on there, but going into an event, like I know how many briskets, I know how many racks of ribs, I certainly know how many halves of chicken, but when it comes to prepping pork, how many pork butts on a given KCBS event are you cooking?
I usually cook 4. 5-pound butts. I've cooked 3, I've cooked 2. But I feel comfortable with 4. I know I'm going to have the bacon I need. Plus, I get to choose from the money muscle. They all cook a little different. You might overcook one, or you might undercook another one. So
oh man,
I like to have a little bit of a selection there.
Then, from a pork standpoint, obviously, I'm well familiar with brisket, but is there a certain, are you just wait? I don't. Do y'all have HEB that far up there? Am I just spoiled? But where is it? Where are you? I guess where are you sourcing? This is night. This is you and me talking pork. No one else is listening. Where are you sourcing these things?
Man, I usually source my pork for Midland Meat Company. I usually get my ribs and pork. They got the and briskets from Midland Meat. So,
is it true that Aaron Leslie is hand feeding those pigs to make them special?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I'm getting a pork lesson tonight.
I got to apologize real quick. Manuel, I had your name scrolling on there and I spelled it wrong because I work in an industry which we sell manuals, and of course it's spelled differently, right? And so I've been
you had the
my fingers went to manual like an owner's manual, not a manual. And I saw it down there. I was like, oh crap. So my apologies, brother.
It's all
but
good,
I do know how to spell your name. So talk about what did you start with when you started? You say you started on drums, or is
Yeah,
that what you're at now?
I started on some woody barrels. They make them there in Keller, Texas. I kind of got to talking to him, and he said, "Hey, man," I said, "I want 4 barrels." He's like, "I'll give you a hell of a deal." So I got them for $300 a piece, and dude, they quit great. But then I wanted to kind of change it up a little bit, and ended up buying a Jambo because I didn't like the way stuff was turning out, on my drums for KCBS. So I bought a Jambo, enclosed
How did that
Jambo.
conversation go over with the boss?
Actually, man, when it
I'm
comes
just
to
taking
cooking,
notes because I just how you go from a $300 drum to a Jambo, and that's really what how she gave you a budget. Were you kicking ass with drums? That you ended up with a Jambo?
at first, man, I mean, we was doing pretty good. Our first year, we was really lucky. I don't know, we never did grand one, but we was damn close and was always in the top 10 or 5, And so we kind of just saved our pennies, and next thing you know, I bought an enclosed Jambo from a guy in Oklahoma. And
Which was 30 minutes away.
well, no, it was like 6 hours away.
Was that was it like East Oklahoma? Where was?
Yeah, it was Eastern Oklahoma, up there by Tulsa.
Gotcha. All right, I got you now.
But we went from that Jambo, and then I ended up buying another Jambo. So
okay, now time out. Whoa.
Gabe's taking notes because he wants to know how to run this by the
dude.
Yeah, like I can make the pitch. I don't think I can make the pitch for the first Jambo. Let me be quite clear. But the second Jambo, do they have names?
No, I didn't name them, man.
Isn't that like a law? Don't you have to name them?
It's gone now, right? They're both gone.
They're both gone, man. I'm back to old school. I'm cooking on my gateways now. So.
Oh, he got in trouble.
No, my porch trailer wasn't big enough for us in the family, so we wanted to live in quarters. So I sold the porch trailer. Matter of fact, if anybody wants to make a haul to Alabama and pick up my new rig, message me after this.
He's paying. He's paying.
I mean, he's damn near lives in Colorado, so I understand. He's the haul for Alabama is a whole other stretch for him.
It was 1,100 miles one way. So,
ooh,
damn it.
Ooh. Yeah. So you mentioned this trailer. You getting something different. Talk about what's coming up for you, man.
Man, I want to stick to the KCBS. Hopefully, we get some CBAs closer to home. Yeah, that's my deal, man. It's KCBS and CBAs.
You mentioned CBA, so that transition coming from a 30-minute turn-in back to an hour instead of an hour and a half, I'm sure that wasn't a big deal to you. And now that we're cooking pork, CBA introduces that other category, pork, back into it. Talk about maybe the transition to there and what you like or don't like about what's coming up with CBA.
Man, what's there not to like? I mean, dude, everything. I mean, the judging, the turn-ins are great. Awards right after turn-ins usually.
What's your walk-up song?
Dude, I think when I cooked.
Oh, it was.
Yes, it was
Spears, wasn't it?
Britney Spears. Oops, I did it again.
What?
That caught me by surprise. I told him to pick one, and there you go.
It was oops, I did it again. I remember that. Danny's got a good comment. He has 31 pork butts. Has to be Robert Smith. Yeah, one for each of his drums. I mean, that guy.
That's terrible.
He's got a few of those drums.
It's not Robert Smith, but that's funny.
Well,
how many cooks are you doing now that COVID kind of screwed the pooch for a lot of things? Do you have a target number of cooks that you're trying, of events that you're trying? And I know KCBS has a lot of Rob's favorite double hitters, and so do you look for those type of double hitter events, or do you have a number in your mind? What's your goals, I guess, in KCBS? Are you chasing points? just still doing it as from a hobby standpoint? But ultimately, how many cooks do you have, planned? Maybe not so much as we come out of COVID or during COVID, but is there a number in your head, or you just kind of go, or is there a certain, for me, it's always been events, but now that you have a different sanctioning body that you like, is there a goal to how many cooks you want to do a year in each sanctioning body, or just kind of go where the event is?
I kind of just go where the event is, man. Like my last contest was in Plainview, Texas. I was supposed to be in Greeley this weekend, but I got stuck having to work this weekend. So this was going to be my last. I'm done until August. I say that, I might find one and roll in, but my next one on the calendar is Alamosa, Colorado, first week in August.
They smoke all sorts of things in Colorado. I just want you to know that.
James Ledbetter says he can get it to Houston.
Hey, that's a lot closer in Alabama.
Yeah,
that's a lot closer in Alabama. Absolutely. Hey, you mentioned you're getting close to a GC. Did you hit your GC recently, or is it RG? Where are you at on that chase?
Dude, I'm points away from GC in one.
Coming close. It's getting close.
It's either brisket will kill me or chicken will kill me. One of the two. So,
go hit up Aaron Leslie on some brisket. That guy, he's helped my game quite a bit. Shout out to Aaron Leslie. He's in the house right there. But Texas Old Dust, man, that's he's got some good products for brisket. That's the only one I'm using right now. But and he uses the Midland Meat Company. What does he do there over at Midland?
I'm not sure, man. I think honestly, I don't want to lie. So
do
I
you
don't
think he gets prime pick over your briskets? I think is it worth the protest?
Wouldn't you if you was running the show over there? I mean, if he ain't, he's a dummy.
He is. Hey, well, let's give a shout out to before we let you go. Let's give a shout out to your sponsors. Anybody you want to give a special shout out to? And don't forget we're now in the summer Super Slam. Hint, hint.
Yeah, man. Lucky Charms, of course. Philip Braden, man, he's awesome dude. Chicken Fry. That Texas Rib Rye, man's a game changer. Cosmos, Midland Meat Company, and my boys up in Denver, man. Proud Souls.
Awesome.
I knew everybody else. What's Proud Souls? Educate me.
It's a barbecue supply. They sell grills and seasonings, charcoal, all the good stuff. Anything anybody needs, they got it.
Super nice guys. Hey, you got a question from Wally Garner. He asked, Manuel, how does the altitude change your cooking style, if any? Speaking of cooking, like in Colorado type things.
Man, it changes it quite a bit. Usually, like, I don't know, I've cooked there twice. And, Lake City was one. I think we was at 10,000 foot. So my brisket stalled at 196. And after that, it's constantly checking it for tenderness. I mean, because it will not get any higher than that.
Really?
Yeah. It will stall, man, at 196, and you're there. It won't move.
If you're late for a turn-in Colorado with the thin air, I would probably just not make it because there's no way I'm running up there because I'd die in the thin air.
Yeah, my first contest in Colorado, I just started a little earlier just to make sure all my stuff was going to be done, But it does test your tenderness skills, If you know what a tender brisket is or a tender rib or tenderness, it's all a tenderness game, man. Especially up there because you're not going to pull your money muscles at 205 or 202 or whatever people pull them at. You got to learn how to pull that tenderness for sure.
Are you even between the two different sanctioning bodies, CBA, KCBS? Are your temperature targets different?
For KCBS, yes. I don't cook them as long, right? I don't want a mushy money muscle or fall apart brisket or fall off the bone ribs, So, yeah, I do adjust them temperatures.
Is it hard for you to make that adjustment? Because I can, we had actually scored pretty decent on some ribs, and I thought they were just tough as all hell. But when we talk to guys up there, like, yeah, that's what you want. Is it hard to make that adjustment from week in to week out?
Not really, man. To me, it's not. I mean, I can see where it could be, but like my main focus up here is KCBS, so I do a lot more of them.
Okay.
I mean, I run my same KCBS profile for CBA, and it worked in Odessa. So
very cool.
Very nice.
I'll stop bothering you with random pork questions now.
Anna Bryce says you got a GC coming, my man. I believe that as well. Aaron's telling you to throw it in the firebox. I don't know what he's talking about. I think he's talking about chicken. I have no idea. Yeah. I have no idea. But hey, man, thank you for coming on the show. Absolutely. We definitely appreciate it. And I know, and the fact you've only been cooking for as little long as you have, it's coming. It's coming. You are an up-and-comer. Like I said earlier, we mentioned your name quite a bit on this show when we were doing the show regularly, Case. But it's a pleasure to have you on. It's good to meet you. I got to really get to hang out with you in Odessa, and I had a blast doing that. You're a super nice guy. Your wife is awesome, and it was a great time just hanging out with you that weekend in Odessa.
Man, I enjoyed it, guys.
All right, buddy. Well, there he was, Mr. Manuel Moreno from Chingon Barbecue. Thank you for coming on the show. Case, what'd you think of that conversation with Manuel?
I'm still blown away that you can actually live 40 minutes or north of Amarillo and still be in Texas. I thought you were in that little crappy part of Oklahoma at that.
He is right above the pan on the that Oklahoma thing, whatever that little thing is. Panhandle.
I think that, and I think it's amazing that you misspelled his name. What a fail. That's
Dude, I'm telling you, man.
A long time.
You don't understand how many times a day I type manual instead of Manuel. So it's different. It's different. My fingers just went to where they normally. It's called muscle memory. Great job, Manuel Moreno, says Lee Hickle. What's up, Lee Hickle? Back from his I don't know if he's back, but he may be somewhere on the East Coast in some surf right now. Aaron Leslie, thanks for tuning in. Robert Shadle's in the house. I see some people in here. But before we get started with our next guest, Mr. Joey Smith, go ahead.
I have to tell you, if you haven't figured out the last 48 hours, I'm pretty excited about the pork category.
Why are you talking so much pork right now?
Because I know who a recent barbecue magazine tested 131 sauces, and I know what sauce came out on top for pork. You want to guess? Huh?
Do share, Kason.
No, we're pretty excited. Everybody over at Texas Pepper Jelly, all the ambassadors and Craig, we're pretty excited. But the news came out. Craig shared it yesterday. I told him to wait till the show. I was like, thanks. You can wait till so I can announce it. That's fine. But being that he owns the company and the sauce is named after the man, now excited for Craig and everybody at Texas Pepper Jelly that they were named the top sauce for pork. One of my absolute favorite categories for barbecue. So I have to tell everybody.
No, congratulations, Craig, and everybody over at Texas Pepper Jelly. That's a big deal. That is a big deal. Yes, Cesar Rodriguez says Craig sauce. Yes, that is what he's talking about.
Y'all know you use it.
Speaking of which, let's play the clip.
Shout out to our great sponsors, Rec Tech Grills, Eureka Heights Brew Company, Cosmos Q Products, Texas Pepper Jelly, Rick's RV Rental and Repair, Holy Smoke Spice Company, Diamond Shine Cleaning Products, J. Harding and Company, Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics, and The Barbecue Store. Thank you for supporting the So Smokin' Gooder Show.
All right, that is not the clip that they want.
Play the clip.
All right, here we go.
Play it.
That is not the clip that they were asking for either, but
that's terrible.
But I got a couple more. I got a couple more, bro. Here's the one that they want to know.
Hey everybody, Phil Breeden, owner and founder of LC Barbecue, and you're watching the So Smokin' Gooder Show.
There it was, the old Phil Breeden, Lucky Charms. All right, enough of that. Let's get. I'm tearing up over that. I know you weren't expecting that one.
No, very rarely do you sneak one by, asshole.
But before we get to that, here we go. One more.
Hello, I'm Joey Smith with Texas Chrome Barbecue. Here watching the So Smokin' Gooder Show. Did I say that right?
There he is. You did say that right, Joey.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you remember doing that for us?
Yeah, I thought you already burned that clip.
No, the internet never dies. They don't. It lives on forever, my man. How are you? I like that nice flex you got back there.
That's amazing. I feel like I should run upstairs and get my 5th place, Texas first responders trophy and put it in the background.
Well, Case, you better start doing some cook-offs here before too long, because we're going to rip that big banner off your wall if you don't start promoting here shortly out on the streets where we cook at, not here on the show all the time.
And I can tell you they reopened for ambassadors, and I just knew I was going to get fired, and somehow I didn't. And so I actually called the boss himself and begged for my job, and he kept me. So
I did see that. I was wondering.
That wallpaper there that he didn't want to tear all that down. I bet it cost like $2,000 to do that.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm his favorite anymore. But yeah, they opened it up for ambassadors and they had to close it. 100 applications in like 4 hours, and so they already had me. I didn't know what they needed more.
Oh,
what is that back there?
I don't know what the heck.
What is that back there, Joey?
You start seeing that trophy behind there. So that is the demo trophy that is going to be up for grabs at the Heroes Foundation cook-off in August. That's
all those bow-legged H ones.
Oh, that big bad boy one right there. This one right here.
Oh, okay.
It's
he's got to move all those around.
Hey, as y'all know, I had to tear down the house. It's fixing on the market. This is the only trophies I could set on the counter.
Dude, that is a gorgeous trophy. Tell us a little bit more about what's going on then. I know we'll get to it in a minute. But yeah,
we're building some cool hardware. So we have a veteran that's building the bases. Dustin from the barbecue store is designing the top plates. These are all 3D metal. You see that on the top? This thing is awesome. This is something that's out of bounds. It's going to be up for grabs for first through third, every category, and grand and reserve. We're designing some cool hardware and paying out some cool money. And Dustin from the barbecue store, these guys have been big supporters helping design to make this cook-off be a success, and we're excited big time.
Have you considered making like a 20th place trophy that's a little smaller? I'm fine with this, a smaller trophy.
Well, we're going to force you to get up to the top 10 because we're going to do flags and banners all the way to the top 10 like we do in San Antonio. You're going to have some hardware to get a hold of in case I know you can get to the top 10, so don't worry about that 20th stuff. Because if you do hit 20th, we are ripping your wallpaper down.
Oh, gauntlet has been thrown. So Joey, you were just, we haven't done a show in about 3 months, and prior to the last one you were on, and I was actually watching it today just to remember how to do this show, and so I was listening to it. Man, that was a very emotional show. It was awesome. We had a good time talking with you that day, but there's still a lot of people out here that may not have seen that. Let's talk a little bit about the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation, how it started, the genesis of it, and, leading up to where you are right now, because we have something really cool that we have an opportunity for our barbecue family to get behind and support this awesome foundation.
Well, it's just started from the graces of God, as y'all know. That's the number one man that supports us and our biggest sponsor and supporter. All the glory goes to him. But it started off where we just started cooking at these ranches on our off time from not competing and working with these veterans, and they just couldn't, they weren't finding a niche. And all of a sudden I was starting to have this whole band of guys and women that started helping us year in and year out on these events. And these guys didn't want to hold a gun. They didn't want to fish, but they wanted to hang out with their brothers and sisters at these events. So we were all open arms. I said, shoot, yeah. So I thought, like, when I had like 8 of these people one year, I told Cass, I said, we're going to need some help. This thing's getting bigger and bigger. Well, we didn't need to bring any help because they were there. They were calling us months ahead of time saying, hey, can we come help you cook? We loved it. And we were showing what we were doing in competition and how we kind of were trimming meat and seasoning the way we like to season and all these amazing products, LC barbecue and the rib grind with Bill and these kind of spices and stuff. They've never got to see any of that. They go to a grocery store and they just see a basic rub. So they were taking this all in heart, looking at all this stuff and using it and tasting it. And they're going, wow, this is so amazing. Could I go to an event? And the light bulb went off in my head, and I went, you know what? Yeah, you can. We're going to start putting you in competition, and I'm going to watch and just teach you and just be a pit coach. And after our first event, we haven't looked back yet. And believe it or not, we're coming up here in about 3 months. We're going to be a year old, and look where we are now. We're on your show.
Awesome.
We've
The second time on the show.
Second time, yes. And it's just wild is how this is birthed and where we're heading and the graciousness of all the supporters we got, because it's going big. I mean, we're building our second trailer now. That's what we're looking for right now, getting all that lined up. And we thought we were going to be hey, we're just going to do it with this one trailer, but we're fixing to move out of state. So we've got Texas covered, and now we're fixing to head into KCS and the SCA World coming up this next year, and we're very blessed.
So I got the opportunity to see you firsthand since this show. I remember on the show we were talking about how I didn't realize at the time what you were doing at the Wharton Cook-Off, that IBCA event in Wharton that Robert Ramirez puts on. You guys were just, man, gung-ho happy about what happened that day. But I got to see it firsthand in Odessa. And then, I got to cook against you last weekend in Tomball. And talk about, Sure Shot Barbecue Josh. This guy really took on to what you guys showed him. He's now like a full-fledged, competitor, kicking, some people's butts this past weekend, just going at it full force. And I love the fact that you guys are not only introducing these guys to a new, lifestyle, new hobby, and something they can really take on and improve, quality of life for themselves and their families, but still they're going out there, and some of these guys are bringing in some new blood to what we need as a organization or a sport, is some new blood in this organization. And so talk about just him specifically, and maybe some other guys you may are knowing that are going that kind of same route.
So we have 2 of them right now. Last weekend, Brian Rothrock did his first event and got his first walk in ribs. He went into West, cooked on the barrels that we supported him with his cooker. And Chris Davis is taking him under his wing because he's one of our pit coaches. So those 2 right now has officially entered the barbecue circuit, which we never thought that we would have a veteran really get engaged for that yet, because of, we don't know. Some of these guys were already kind of cooking small events, non-sanctioned, but they were worried to get into this arena with all the big boys. I'm going to call it all, because we have all the organizations that we have between IBCA, CBA, KCS. There's big players out here, and these guys were afraid of that. And once they got the knowledge, because we held nothing back, everything that we learned, we teach them, and it blows it away. And Phil's going to bring this to another level with us, because me and him was just talking about this, because this is like the pro rodeo riding of getting these sponsors and these folks and all these guys on board to support this kind of event. Because what we're seeing now that we're bringing out of these guys, I can't wait, because by next year I bet you we're going to bring 8 full-time cookers into this arena, and they're going to do well. They're going to come in and they're going to do well, and it's amazing. And Jennifer Lou, those guys right there, they took the barbecue champs class. They come helped us with the veterans, and they wanted to get up to the next level. And they took the barbecue champs class, and look at them. They've granted 2 events in the last 3 weeks. So we've been blessed with everybody that's been on the trailer. They've done great.
Case, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just think it's awesome. You talk about new blood between, there's 2 organizations I think that have tapped in some excitement, and obviously what you're doing, for veterans is remarkable, and it's something that should be commended. But between this organization and then talking like the high school barbecue cook-offs, that kind of stuff, the sports there's an opportunity. There's events throughout the state, but it's something that can bring people together. This one's just a neater deal, and I know we kind of hit on it. I know we talked on the show before, but can you circle back real quick and just kind of for anybody that's tuning in now, going, wait, what exactly are these guys talking about? Where are these cooks that you're coaching? Where are they coming from? How do they get to you? Just if there's a handful of people that aren't 100% sure what we're talking about.
So how we're getting our cooks now, that we get with these VFWs. I go with first responders. Right now I'm working with Williamson County Sheriff's Departments in Texas, and of course our DPS. And what I do is put them into an application program. If they're interested into a backyard cook or coming onto the program to even come visit what we got, they go to texaschrome.org and they fill out the application. And what they get out of this, they can take it however they want. They come, we find out if they got a family, because we don't want to leave the family out. If they got kids, then we're picking a cook-off that's got a kids queue, because we're going to interment everything. And that's what's been really blessed that my wife's brought on board, and our volunteers, to help these kids cook, and we have been successful with that as well. So what we do, we bring them on board, we teach them how to trim, season the meat, fire management, the whole 9 yards. So we got Red Tex, we got barrels. Mark Lambert's giving us the coolest the red box cookers that we cook on that produce some awesome product, and teach them through the whole spill of what we do in the competition with that. So what they take out of that, after the whole experience, it wasn't just done there, because they can go home, they can still cook the same product, because we give them a new cooker and 30 recipes with them when it's all said and done to take home and cook with their family. And our door is always open, so we're going to have them coming in and out as much as they want. It's not a one-stop shop. We're going to pay for it all the way through. It's not like going to go shoot a $10,000 deer and it's over with, or they're going to go on a fishing time of their life to catch a blue marlin with a group of guys, and they can't go pay for it to go do it again. Our door's always open, and I think that's why this organization is going to be kick butt.
Yeah, and to your point about the barbecue, maybe you don't end up getting into competition, but that doesn't mean that you don't go and provide for your families or your neighbors, or the Super Bowl or a tailgate. But you're right. You're exposed to a process, providing the cooker, things like that. And it is something that you can truly give. And it gives them, I get just as much joy as when my family says, man, this brisket's fantastic, as when I get walks. And so I know it's a skill set that they can, even if they don't continue on in the competition world, it's a skill set that they can utilize for years to come. And that's what I think is pretty damn cool.
That's our goal for the whole program. I really think we really went above that, because for us to already have 2, we've got probably 3 already trying to work their way in and get their stuff figured out, and taking some more classes with us to get prepared. I was really thinking it was going to be the 2% margarine, but right now we've taken 20-something veterans cooking, and we got 2 fixing that are going live, and one of them right now, I mean, heck, he went to Terrell, Texas, an IBCA cook-off in Terrell, the Jubilee. It's one of the hardest cook-off in the North region to cook. And Josh hit a first-place brisket and a first-place rib out of that joint, and was tied for grand. And all he needed was one more point, but he still – They had a 3-way tie, got 3rd overall, but what an awesome job. I mean, for his first, without us under his wing, he was on his own that weekend.
That's pretty awesome. And that's a testament that you guys, with the pit coaches and how you guys are teaching them, you're showing them everything that you know, which is really cool, man. And I think that's what Case mentioned, it's a skill set that you get out of this deal. So Lee is asking, when we donate, what does the money cover? So we'll get to that in just a second, Lee. But so you mentioned classes, and I mentioned this is a great opportunity for the barbecue family to get behind this great organization and what Joey and his wife have started, and the numerous people behind it. Our good friends, Bill Purvis, who's in the comments right now, I think Fred was or may still be in there, but they're putting on a class. It's going to be held June 18th and 19th in the San Antonio area. I'm sure they've got a location right now, but in the San Antonio area, Bill Purvis and Fred Robles, y'all might have heard of those guys, but they are two of the hottest guys in barbecue right now, talking about their food, guys. Talking about their food.
Whoa.
I know my show audience. I
didn't drop weight for no reason, Rob. Thanks.
In barbecue, but they have generously donated. Not only Bill and Fred, but Phil Breeden. He's having a class July 23rd in Bandera, Texas. So all three of these guys have donated a seat to a veteran from the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. And I'll let Joey go more into depth on this, but they have donated this seat. So we're going to put a veteran in this seat. They're going to learn from the best.
Veteran or first responder. Yes, sir.
Yeah, there we go. Veteran or first responder. And again, I'll let Joey get more in depth on this, but talk about how people can get involved in this, how they can get behind this, because I want everybody that's watching, this thing will play on and we'll share and do all this other stuff. And we're going to put the word out until those dates happen. How can they get involved? What can they do? This is going to be something that is life-changing for somebody, and they're going to go on the circuit. They're going to be whooping our ass after learning from these badass cooks. So Joey, take it over, bro. How can they get involved, and what's going on in this really cool organization?
Well, I need to fill in that spot for Lee. That was a good question, because what we do, I tried to put 1 to 3 veterans into a cook to cook each category at each competition. And what we do is we pay for their room and board and their transportation to get there. And we feed them. We take care of them while they're there for the weekend. There's no dime out of their pocket. We cover all that. So right now we're averaging around, 2,000 to 2,800 a weekend. Depends where they're coming from. That's covering all the meat costs, the entry fee, their transportation, the whole 9 yards. So what we're trying to go into now, that we're going to put these guys to get a free slot that are willing to go in, that are already coming up to be competition cooks. This free slot that's gracious that Bill, Phil, and Fred, guys, man, y'all are A1. Of course, they made me cry every time we talk about this in person. We're not going to do it on the show tonight. But I tell you what, these guys have been a blessing in my life, and we've done some great things together, and I can't wait for our future to keep cooking with these guys. So what we're doing, they got that free spot, but we still got to cover some cost. They got to have some rubs. We're going to cover their entry fee for the first round. And also, everybody that does this, we like to try to do $50 minimum donation. You go to texaschrome.org, you see our donation button. This all goes into the foundation. We're going to send you our new T-shirts that came out, Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. I want to thank these guys at Grunt Style. You'll have your Grunt flag and your Grunt Style logo. And just remember this. This is what it's all about, Barbecue Heels. This is our first round of shirts that's helping these guys. And all these proceeds go back to get these guys rocking and rolling. So I'm really blessed that we're going to start this program with these guys. And I see us just moving forward and making great things with this. These guys are going to be blessed to be able to take a class, because I've already got a handful of them that I want to pick. And there's going to be more, but we're going to just have to sort it out, because these guys are going to come take it by storm, and they're really wanting to learn a lot. Aaron Leslie, thank you so much. He is a great supporter for us. And actually, Aaron handpicks all our middle and meat stuff for us. We were talking about that earlier, and I tell you what,
We were.
he's the first one that touches that brisket. But I tell you what, like Aaron taught me, he goes, it's all about the marlin, baby. You don't need that big Fred Rose organic 40 powder. I got this, man. We got it.
So pull that shirt back up. Pull that shirt back up.
Yes, sir.
Let me put you on solo here. Yeah, let's see the front again, the sides, all of it. Put it to the camera. I got you on solo. Oh, his light just went out.
No, I got my light running right here. So that's our new logo. God dang, let me get my, there we go. Texas Chrome Heroes.
No.
Hold on, let's pull that sticker off. There you go.
So
that's the logo.
I have one serious question here to ask you.
That's awesome.
I got a serious question for you, Joey.
Yes, sir.
I tried to when I order shirts for the Dairy Cone Bunch, that's when I realized how many of my friends in barbecue are big dudes. Did you even order shirts smaller than, say, 2X?
I actually, what's happened now, so I thought 3X was going to cover it, so I'm going to
No. That's medium, baby. Come on.
Oh, I know. I got to get on up there, so I got those coming as well. So the first order didn't have those, but we're doing another round now because all my friends are big.
Case, where are you at on that little size chart nowadays?
Yeah, 2X, but, I'm just saying, I've ordered many a shirt for my barbecue friends, and that shirt looks amazing. My only concern is, did you take care of everybody?
To 3X, but we're going to have to go 4 because I'm at 2, and I'm already, as you can tell, I'm already probably looking at the 3 area, so I'm going to have to move forward with that. So do you think we got to go to 5s? I just need to know, will 4 cover us, or you think we really got to go to 5s?
Listen, comment your shirt size in the comments, and we'll go from there so we can get an idea.
Yeah, we need some comments on that shirt size stuff.
Aaron's commented he needs a 4X.
Yeah,
Bill,
4X. So
Bill's 3X is the new medium.
Exactly.
I think Bill still wears a large, so there you go.
I'd like to see us put Bill in a large. That'd be good.
No, 3X. If 3X is the medium, 4X is the large.
Yes.
Joey, all serious though, you said you weren't going to do it, but I got to ask. You're the group of cooks, and you've got the hardware in the background, okay? But in all honesty, the guys that are presenting this are all fantastic cooks, but did you realize one of your cooks is going to sit in front of a guy who's got a big trophy with the crown on it and learn? You've got an amazing resume, and the hardware behind you is just tremendous. But deep down, what's it like knowing that somebody going through your programs getting ready to sit in front of a guy who's the current world champion?
It's very humbling, and I actually sat with him today, and I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all that I'm sending Josh there because he's earned that spot. He's gone so far and so hard at this program and took so much from it, and he's actually going to be a pit coach with me this weekend at our KCBS event here in Cedar Park.
Yes.
So awesome. He has took every note, everything that I've taught him. He's been on the league. He's been on Barbecue Champs. This guy he's just a sponge, and it's changed his life and his family. They're just total tickled pink. We've been thankful to have them with us and talk about it. And everybody's behind him. So I can't wait to push him forward. And I have a feeling he's going to have hardware like this way faster than ever I got to do it. I've been at it 15 years, and this only happened a couple of years ago. So I really think if he stays focused what he's doing now, this boy's going to be a wrecking ball.
He is. He's already he got some big walk. You were there this weekend. It was not a slouch cook-off, and to get a walk or two there was nice for him.
Oh, exactly. And he's already here picking himself to death. I mean, he put he came here today, and he goes, I know he got 11th brisket. He almost got a top 10. I think it was someone there on the day 2, and he goes, it was a brain fart. You taught me better than this. I said, what are you talking about? And he goes, man, I put my slices in the box backwards, and y'all have all done this. We know that, and you guys out here listening to this show and stuff, when you get your tenders and you're sitting there and your beautiful flat looks pretty, but the good eating part of it is right in the heart of the brisket. He laid them in the box wrong, and that could have cost him about 3 or 4 spots. And he realizes that, and he's that focused. He's that focused about it right now. And this guy ain't even been cooking competition for 6 months. So look at that. I mean, how long did it all take of all of us, if you're honest to talk about it? I mean, hell, it took me 5 years to think about that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I got to tell you, I was driving into the contest this weekend, and you were there. So there was one parking lot. If y'all been to the Tomball VFW, they run an amazing event. They always run an amazing event. They did, and nothing other than that happened this weekend. It was awesome the whole weekend, doubleheader. But when you drive in, normally they have everybody on the grass, right? And so this time they had some teams that were set up on the concrete. Joey, you were on the concrete. And you rolled in, you saw First Class, you saw Stacy, Butter, you saw Adam Martinez, and then you saw, so Josh has when I say he went all in, this guy went all in. His barbecue trailer is nice. It's super, super nice. And so this guy went all in, and feet first, head first, whatever you want to say. And the fact that he's doing so well so early is a testament to Joey and the coaching he's had, and just him taking what he's learned and applying it and practicing. I'm sure, because to go in there and do well against, it was a stacked field over there. Bill Purvis, I didn't even mention Bill and Phil. They were there too. I mean, it was nice to see him get a call, and I knew who he was at that point, and Joey was just happy as all get out for him as well.
Well, we're at Hondo. It was such of a cool moment, and Josh is probably going to kick me in the butt for saying this, but Fred happened to be walking by, and we're sitting there getting done, and we're getting ready to go to awards or what I go, and he goes, hey, would you introduce me to Fred Robus? And I said, yeah, I'll introduce you to Fred Robus. Not a problem. He had a handful of guys, and Aaron Leslie was over there. And I said, shoot you out. And I said, I'm a giddy guy, I'm sitting there, come on, we'll go over there. And it made his day, and he's going to kick my butt. I know he's watching. He's probably going to do a post or probably shoot a missile through my window right now or something. But
wait, they have a skill set?
Yeah. But
yeah.
He's a sniper. So if you see me drop down here in a minute, he was outside the window. But to get that's heart and soul. I mean, I was the first one to get to experience that, and then to pass that along to other guys that we have a great barbecue family. And, these guys that are world champions and up and coming and kicking butt all every weekend. And I don't know how to explain it. I mean, I feel like I'm a kid again. For me, I was on my way out with IBCA and the way I was cooking, and be up on the world one day and then work so hard and you don't get this. And then we were moving to KCBS. And now that we've got a whole new realm and gave me a new birth of life to teach these guys, because I was leaving stuff on the table. My pit coaches that come on board to cook, they realize they're leaving stuff on the table, because when you're doing a live demonstration of what you're showing them to do, you make sure you want them to have the best opportunity they can get. And it has changed all of our lives. Anybody that's cooked with me or come watch the deal, we're coming out with some cool stuff coming up, because to be able to see this and see these guys perform and good as they're doing, I want to do this for the rest of my career. That's Everybody's awesome. Going, hey, are you going to go back to cook Texas Chrome? Yeah, I may go cook an event, but I'm probably going to cook everything I'm going to do to support the foundation. My proceeds go back to it. All my classes, Robert Smith, I want to thank you and give you a heads up with Barbecue Champs. We donate all our proceeds that we sell from our classes back to the foundation, because we need close to $5,000 to $6,000 a month just to pay for what we got, the trailer, all the products, the stuff that we get in the trailer, the fuel to get it down the road, and then of course the event. So right now we got 18 events scheduled. We're almost 8 or 9 in, I guess 5 or 6 or whatever. We got all the way to the end of the year. We're dropping 80 grand, and we're going to invest it the best we can, and we're going to produce these guys the best opportunity to cook their backyard stuff and go home and be happy, and their kids, and these guys are going to move forward to actually jump in this great sport we got, because I'm so excited to see these guys jump in and see what they're doing. And Brian Rothrock, I know you're watching too, and we're so proud of you. Your first event, first cook-off on his own, got a rib walk in West Texas. That was killer. All we asked is you get them a walk, and what I teach them, and they all know it, you know, if you're going to sit on your butt one day and you're not going to get a walk, but guess what? Have fun, barbecue, and when it's all said and done, get up there and congratulate that Grand and Reserve every time, because those guys deserve it. They work their butt off for it, and these guys know it, and they want to be like them, and I think they're going to be blessed at the end of the day doing the same thing.
Yep, they'll be just like him. They'll be just like him. Anthony Cataya, well, he said, I missed the top 10 rib call by 0.02 points. And we can have that 10th place walk, though. Candy almost lost her head to your flying hat, bro. Chris Davis is watching. Whiskey helps.
There it is, baby.
I know. Hey, so let's recap this real quick. Bill and Fred have their class on June the 18th and 19th in the San Antonio area. Phil Breeden's doing one on the 23rd and 24th in July in Bandera, Texas. And both of them are donating a seat to the Texas Chrome Hero Foundation.
These seats are high dollar, guys. I mean, these guys are well worth what they're charging for. They're probably already full, and I know they're trying to make room for this. So if we can, like I'm saying, we just need to move forward and raise a little money for this, because these guys are going to take a lot out of this program, and these guys are fixing to teach them. Shoot, they're probably going to come back, and we're going to be going, holy cow. They're going to do great. Yeah. And I think what Phil and Bill, Fred, guys, man, y'all have done so much for the barbecue community. I don't know how to even thank y'all for doing this. And I know we got a lot of things coming up to keep going forward, but thank y'all for getting involved with this great foundation, because we know we're not going to look back, because it's going to grow big time with all y'all.
And you mentioned thank you to Bill and Fred and Phil for donating, but we're not just wanting them to go to this class. We want them to get set for the next event. As he mentioned, all the money that it takes to do this, you know, thank you to RecTech Grills as well. I know you mentioned them, but they somehow donated, or somebody, was that RecTech or somebody that watched? That was someone.
I actually got to meet Jody for the first time in Memphis in May. Great guy. Looking forward to develop a relationship with those guys. This was actually done by Rick Curry, a veteran that's actually helped designing these trophies. He's a supporter on the trailer. He's donated hands folds. I'm not even going to talk about dollar amounts because it's not fair, but people like that's been on board, all our partners, it's just been a blessing. And he went and bought 20 of those bad boys for us because we were talking about it on the show one night. I actually think it was off yours. Or
I don't think so. But
it's probably a barbecue chance. Well, maybe off this one.
Maybe off this one.
Maybe off this one. We need 20 more. We're
there you go, guys.
And
somebody answer the call. Somebody answer the call.
But I have a lot of people. I have a lot of people to thank. But it's just awesome.
Awesome. Hey, well, let's get this going, guys. Barbecue family that's watching right now, let's go. TexasChrome.org. Let's get some donations in.
All the big guys are waiting for those shirt sizes. So we need to bump those sizes up a little, buddy.
I'll get those sizes in. Just get those donations in. The sizes come later. Let's get that.
That's right. We'll get them in.
Are you going to charge more for extended sizes? Are you like Walmart? Are you going to charge more for extended sizes?
No, sir. We're working great with Grunt Style. You know, when we do, so this is we're going to start the T-shirt sales after this, later down the road, because we're just now coming out with them. We're taking care of our donors and sponsors, and our first round of these shirts just got in. So we wanted to throw this out for these guys to be the first to donate $50 or more, and that way we can get started with that, and then we're going to come out and get your big old shirt sizes ordered, and we got that covered too. So
good.
Case is worried about that $9.97 price going to $11.97 at Walmart.
Yes, at $2 for extended size. That's not fair.
You got some comments. Love what you're doing, Joey, from Bill Purvis. Thank you, Bill and Phil, both of you guys. So that's how you can be a part of this deal. That's how you can help us out at the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. It is texaschrome.org. Get with Joey Smith, and let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Let's get behind this thing. Let's gather the troops, share it, do whatever you want, but we need to support this.
please do, because if it wasn't for the guys that we have on the trailer to keep it up and going, and we have our barbecue community has surrounded us so greatly. I don't care if it's $5. $5 pays for a bottle of rub for us, so it doesn't matter. Any donation for that part, but for this deal here, to get these guys up and running, I'm asking for that $50 minimum. You're going to get a free T-shirt. They get the class. That's going to help us pay for the rub, their first entry, get them for their first cook-off, and pay for some transportation. And then we're going to support them from there as well to get this done. And we're going to do a big announcement too when they get their first deal, where their first cook-off's going to be, and soloing with their class notes of what they took from this class. And we want to see the results. And this way, it's going to help these great pit masters that teach these awesome classes to actually set a staple of what they produce out there. Because these guys, week in and week out, travel all over this country, produce an awesome cue. And I'm proud of them.
Awesome. Hey, we're gonna let you go here in just a minute, but Bill Purvis is watching, and I'm going to task Mr. Bill with a little project. Bill, make a nice little flyer about this donation and this class and all of it, so that we can share for everybody. I think that will help out the drive for sure. So if you can do that for us, that would be awesome, and we'll share it all over everybody's social media. So, Bill, I know you're watching, and I know you can do that. He'll probably knock it out tonight. That's how quick he is. The guy's amazing.
Does he have a grandbaby to be watching tonight?
I don't think he's watching it.
He's watching on video.
Like important things to do.
He's
She
probably
just had a
prepping for a
C-section
contest.
yesterday.
He's probably prepping for a contest. I don't know. But I think he can handle. Oh, on it. Already on it. See? There you go. There you go. Thank you, Bill.
I was giving you a reason out. So
Joey, thanks for coming on again. This ain't going to be this isn't the first time. It's not going to be the last time. We appreciate you coming on, and thank you for being part of the show.
No, I appreciate y'all, and I want to just say a big shout out to John and Midland Meat. They took over all our meat products for the our briskets and stuff for a whole year, and y'all know what that cost. Craig Sherry.
yeah, especially now. Holy crap!
Hold on,
Yes,
Case.
sir.
He's talking Craig Sherry. Shh.
Yes, sir. You got to think. We're running through right around probably about $8,000 to $10,000 worth of meat if we do the whole year of what we're doing right now. So those guys, big shout out, John and that rant and Aaron Leslie getting us set up with that. B&B Charcoal, can't do the fuel without you guys. Craig Sherry, man, everything that you've got for the donation and the products you give to us, these guys couldn't walk without you. And I tell you what, with all my heart, you're one of my good friends, and you got some awesome product out there. Mark Lambert sends us pallets of red boxes when we need them to give to these veterans and first responders. And Barbecue Champs Academy, Mike Steele, bud, you support everything I do out there, and I want to thank you from all my heart what we do. And these guys recipes too for those backyard stuff, and it's just great. And Dustin Stanley with the barbecue store, he takes care of all our rubs, restocking this trailer whenever it needs, from cutting boards to seasonings to injections that we can't get from our big donors of our supporters. Thank you so much, you guys. And I know I'm missing a lot out there, but everybody that's on our rig and with the foundation, God bless y'all and thank y'all. And I can't wait to keep y'all in for years on out.
All right. There it was. Hey, man, that was perfect. Thank you very much for highlighting all those guys that are helping out the foundation. It's very important. So, Joey, thank you so much again. We appreciate it. And again, we'll have you back on. We'd like to get a veteran on, man. That'd be cool. Get Josh on here and talk to him about it, man.
Let's do that. I'd like to get Josh and Chris on. That would be a good pair right there. Just to
Chris
talk
Davis?
about yes, sir.
Absolutely. Love Chris Davis. Good dude. All right. Well, there he was. Joey Smith, Texas Chrome Foundation. You can find him at texaschrome.org. Let's get those donations in. Bill will be making a nice little flyer that we can share. So everybody, when you see it, make sure you share it. Let's get some money in there for these guys. Thanks, Joey. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a great evening.
See you, brother.
There he was, Joey Smith. Again, starting off the summer Super Slam. Manuel Moreno, Joey Smith, Case Hahn.
Robert Rocha, really, that's,
Whatever. Hey, man, but that was awesome. Man, I forgot to ask him more about that trophy, but we'll get him back on to talk about it when that event gets closer. That was pretty awesome. That looked like a nice little Memphis in May style trophy. He was flexing in that background. You always got to have those.
Yeah. It was nice. You just kind of had to push your bow-legged H trophies out of the way. Oh, excuse me 1 second. Let me push these Houston trophies out of the way to get to this other trophy.
Bro, if
I
I'm
hate when that happens.
If I'm ever blessed to win one, it's going to be like right here on my desk, and it's going to be about this tall. I'm going to have to look over it when I speak.
Yeah, like
because,
just
man,
1 second. I just need to push these trophies out of the way.
Super nice guy,
awesome.
super great organization. I'm very proud to know this guy, and whatever we can do to help, man. I feel that this show is perfect for that, and I'm very happy to, and I know you are too, to help out in any way we can.
Yeah, brother.
So that said, we're almost an hour and a half in. We got to save some bullets for next week, or maybe the week after. We were on a 3-month hiatus. We can't just hit and run. We got to come back next week sometime. So that might happen on Thursday. It can't happen on Thursday. It may happen on Wednesday. It'll probably happen on Wednesday. So if you guys are tuning in, if you guys are still sticking with us, thank you very much. Got almost 30 of you guys here still sticking with us, an hour and a half in. But we're going to do a couple of more. We're going to play some more clips because I know you guys like that. And then we're going to wrap this show up. But first off, again, thank you to our sponsors.
Shout out to our great sponsors, Rec Tech Grills, Eureka Heights Brew Company, Cosmos Q Products, Texas Pepper Jelly, Rick's RV Rental and Repair, Holy Smoke Spice Company, Diamond Shine Cleaning Products, J. Harding and Company, Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics, and The Barbecue Store. Thank you for supporting the So Smokin' Gooder Show.
I just want to point out Rick still doesn't have a logo half a year later.
You know what? He does. I got to put it on there. It's almost more fun to say, hey, Rick doesn't have it. When he does, it will be changed by the next show. Thank you, Aaron. Great show. We appreciate the kind words. Always wrap it up, guys. Yes, that's what we're doing right now. But first, I don't know if Phil's still watching, but this is my favorite clip from the guys that are making these promos for us.
I'm Ira Green from Kingsbury, Texas with Flying G Barbecue. You're watching live on the Smokin' Gooder Show. So Smokin' Gooder Show. I fucked that all up. Ira Green with Flying G Barbecue from Kingsbury, Texas, watching live. Ira Green with Flying G Barbecue from Kingsbury, Texas, and you're watching the So Smokin' Gooder Show.
Yeah,
Ira Green. Thank you, Ira. Ira Green is the current and I did want to touch on this, so we'll save it for next week, because the IBCA points chase is coming to a close. We are now 7 weeks away from the end of it, and it's pretty tight. It is pretty tight at the top. Overall, who you just saw, Mr. Ira Green, but in second place is Renee Gonzalez, who I love. Renee or Rini, I don't know how you say his name. I met him in Kingsville. Super nice guy. He's been following the show. He comments all the time. Congratulations. These guys it's getting tight. And Eddie Morales, who I just saw again this past weekend, it's tight at the top, man. And so
I can't wait to wrap up my IBCA season and my one cook. So
I didn't look for you. I didn't scroll that far down. My fingers started hurting. So I had to leave that at that. But yeah, I'm excited to see this 2021 Cooker of the Year overall play out for the IBCA. And I'm excited to see Ira Green is my new hero. Yes, he is. He's off. Crack a beer. I've already been doing that, Aaron. That's why I want to close this out. Thank you, Chuck and Vanessa with Papa Joe's Grilling Supplies. I appreciate you tuning in. It's time. It's been time. Where you been? Thank you, Bill Purvis. Thank you, everybody that's watched the show. We're happy to be back. And all the comments, in case you're getting them, I get them every time I go to a cook-off. What's going on with the show? You know, we missed it.
Do we like each other?
Do we like each other? My favorite, though, is that they miss the show. They miss us, Case. And so I'm glad that we're back. And we will be back all summer. And then the fall kicks in again. And I haven't even looked at the schedule for the Texans.
I'm looking forward to it. We've got, I'm actually pretty excited about tailgating season. Started making phone calls today because I am I have my own new beer sponsor, but I have broken my long-term relationship with my old beer sponsor, and but I've got some friends, and so starting to make those phone calls and on behalf of some other tailgates and getting geared up. I've got. I'll be at Norman, Oklahoma this year when Nebraska comes to town to whip Oklahoma's ass, and then trying to finagle a late-night plane flight out of Oklahoma City into Cleveland for the Texans-Cleveland game and trying to see the very next day. So some wild travel, but I'm actually looking forward to tailgating and getting back and seeing a lot of people. The Texans are going to suck, but the tailgating will be awesome.
Did you say finagle?
Something like that.
Okay. Finagle.
You misspelled the guest name. Don't come at me with that shit.
This is true. Hey, shout out to our Region 2 chicken leader who I went head-to-head with this weekend, Bell Clark from Tom and Bell's JC's Good Old Boys. Shout out to that group. And shout out to, I know that Tom Ball VFW is watching. We'll go over those results next week. It's just too much, and we're already an hour and a half in. So anyway, thank you guys for the kind words on the good shows. Lee Hickle's watching from North Carolina. Thank you very much. Chris Maine, Barbecue Shanty. Thank you. Glad you're watching. That's cool. Anyway, let's wrap this up, Case. Anything you want to add before we go?
No, awesome. It's good to be back. Good to talk to y'all. See the comments. I'll send some diamond shine to somebody as I'll surf through the comments tonight. But yeah, looking forward to it. Coming up, some big events. If you are an SCA guy, there's a fantastic steak event coming up in 2 weeks. It just happens to be the exact same time that we are cooking in Columbus, my hometown. And so Rob will be SCA in it, and Katie, I believe, right? Correct?
Yep.
So if you two just remarkable events going on an hour away from each other. So come see one or the two of us. Just go cook. Pick an acronym and go. And but a fantastic SCA event going on in a couple of weeks. And then I'll be in Columbus just an hour past him at the June cook-off. And team Dairy Cone has been assembled, and we are ready to go. All 10 of us are ready to go. So we've got 10 teams on the Dairy Cone team as we chase another grand champion in Columbus. And so busy weekend coming. And, looking forward to it.
Yeah, so next week will be heavy centric on the SCA event and the Dairy Cone event because I did want to get to those, but again, we're on. We'll do it
If
again.
you're looking for a place to go, pick one. Let's go.
Yeah, so my friend Yannick Thomas, who gave me this really badass bullhorn barbecue, she gifted me this. Y'all check this out real quick. Ooh, how nice is that? Thank you, Yannick and David Thomas from PHA. They gifted that to Bullhorn Barbecue. We're going to be a big part of that SCA, and we'll talk about that in depth next weekend. So, all right, well, that's going to wrap up episode. I have no idea. I didn't even look, Casey.
You forgot, John. No, but for me on my end, awesome night. Good to be back. Good chatting with everybody here on Facebook. Obviously, wherever you follow us, whether it be on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, here on Facebook Live. Appreciate all the comments. Appreciate all the interaction. If you want to catch up on some old shows, there's a bunch of them. I get them on Spotify, but wherever you listen to a podcast, you can find us. And thanks to all our sponsors, and good hanging out with you, Rob, and everybody stay safe. And on my end, good night, Barbecue Nation, and you too, California.
I miss that. I definitely miss hearing that. Thank you to Manuel Moreno and Joey Smith with Texas Chrome Heroes. It was a good show. Good to be back. We'll be back next week, and we'll hit on these. Stay tuned for the next guest from the Summer Super Slam. And Case, let's tease this. I want to bring back the Texas Pitmasters Virtual Showdown.
I don't think I'll make the round of 68 this time.
I don't know. You might, but I want to bring that back.
Damn, Houston State national champions. Eat 'em up, Cats, baby.
All right, guys. Y'all take care. We'll see y'all next week. Good night.